Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and we're back with the second half of the spoilers that we have so far for Baldur's Gate. Oh, okay, now that's what I named the folder. What is this set actually called? Hold on. Oh yes, Hasbro Wizards of the Coast Magic the Gathering Commander Legends Dungeons & Dragons Battle for Baldur's Gate. Buy this crap. Well, first up, we got all the lands, but I'm just going to show you one because, you know, basic lands. But, yeah, they got the little mini story on there. This one says, you're on your way home when you spot the gates of a strange city, one that isn't on the map and wasn't here when you traveled this path 4 days ago. But you know what is there? 3 periods instead of an ellipses. That's my suspicion. It hasn't been proven, though. Next up, we've got Guild's Artificer. By the way, Artificers, of course, in every version of tabletop D&D, suck. Everything's up to interpretation, and anything that they should be able to do, they can't do. So anyway, it's a 2-cost legendary enchantment background, and commander creatures you own have when this creature attacks a player. If no opponent has more life than that player, create 2 treasure tokens. I was just thinking, we need more treasures in the game. Next up, John Irenicus, Shattered One. A 3/3 for a cost black and blue legendary creature elf wizard. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of up to 1 target creature you control. Well, that's not good. What's the offset? Oh, put 2 1/1 counters on it and tap it. It's goated for the rest of the game, and it gains, this creature can't be sacrificed. Then, whenever a creature you own but don't control attacks, you draw a card. That is idiotically, stupidly suicidal. Next up, not 100% sure that this wasn't in the initial leaks, trying to filter these out the best I can, but Criminal Past. It's another background. It's black, 3-cost, legendary enchantment, and commander creatures you own have Menace, and this creature gets plus X attack, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. That is insanely good. Next up, it's ya boy Volo. Itinerant Scholar. It's a 3-cost blue 2/3 legendary creature human wizard, and when Volo enters the battlefield, create Volo's Journal, a legendary colorless artifact token with hexproof, and whenever you cast a creature spell, note one of its creature types that hasn't been noted for this artifact. Then pay 2, tap it, and draw a card for each creature type noted for target permanent you control named Volo's Journal, then choose a background. So cast a bunch of different creature types and draw a ton of cards. You certainly could build an entire deck around this. So the journal outlives him, but without him it doesn't do anything and he doesn't have haste. So, yeah, okay, it's not like overpowered, it's just good. Next up, White Plume Adventurer, a 3-cost white 3/3 orc cleric, and when it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative, which is kind of like the monarch thing that gets passed around. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, untap a creature you control. If you've completed a dungeon, untap all creatures you control instead. Ooh, Post Vigilance. I guess I could show the initiative, what do they call these, reminder cards or whatever. Whenever one or more creatures a player controls deals combat damage to you, that player takes the initiative. And then whenever you take the initiative, and at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into Undercity. What's Undercity? Well, first of all, before I show it, if you're already in a different dungeon, you have to advance to the next room. If you're not, then enter Undercity, which is a specific dungeon. You can take the initiative even if you already have it. So this is Undercity. Now it says you cannot enter this dungeon unless you, quote, venture into Undercity. So if you're already running a dungeon deck, there's no way to do it other than, you know, the ways that specifically say it by name. So secret entrance, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Then you can go Forge, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. You can go Lost Well, Scry 2, so pretty standard stuff. Trap, target player loses 5 life. Arena, goad target creature. Or Stash, create a treasure token. Okay, pretty generic, but, you know, decent. And then Archives, draw a card. Or Catacombs, create a 4/1 black skeleton creature token with Menace. Oh, geez. And then finally, Throne of the Dead 3. Reveal the top 10 cards of your library. Put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield with 3 1/1 counters on it. It gains hexproof until your next turn, then shuffle. So not like outrageously good, but definitely utility and interesting with a lot of different options. Next up, we have Baldur's Gate, the actual literal gate. It's a legendary land gate, because we needed another one of those in the game. And you tap it and add 1 colorless, or you could pay 2, tap it and add X mana of any 1 color, where X is the number of other gates you control. Oh, wonderful. If you bring a gates deck to a commander match, you are getting punched in the face. I'll just warn you right now. That deck was one of the worst things I've ever seen in Standard, right up there with Zenith Flare Cycling. Next up, Astral Confrontation. It's a 5-cost white instant common, but this spell costs 1 less to cast for each opponent you're currently attacking. Not attacked this turn, attacking right now. Exile target creature. I don't think this is very good. Next up, just terribly exciting filler. I'm going to start skipping cards like this, but just to show you how boring the common slot gets, Roving Harper. 3-cost white 2/2 Elf Scout. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. Not terrible, but I mean, are you really doing like what? White green elves instead of green black? It's not like I've never seen it, but this just isn't good. Next up, it's the one everybody was waiting for, Lulu Loyal Hollyphant. This is, of course, the legendary creature Elephant Angel. You know, it's probably Hollyphant, but whatever. It's a 4-cost 3/2 and flying at the beginning of your end step. If a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, put a 1/1 counter on each tapped creature you control. Oh, geez. Then untap them plus choose a background? Dang, okay, that's decent. I feel like you could do some messed up combos with that, but if you play it, you know, straight up the way it's written and not try and do anything too crazy, yeah, okay, it's just good. Next up, we have a commander that starts with Commander. Fantastic. Commander Liara Portier. Exotic equals cool, right, guys? If we spell it different, it's like foreign in fantasy, right? So it's a 5-cost 5/3 red-white legendary creature, human soldier. Whenever you attack spells you cast from exile this turn, cost X less to cast, where X is the number of players being attacked. Exile the top X cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among those exiled cards. You know this, not even how many players are in the game, but how many you're currently attacking. That is the fastest way in multiplayer to make yourself a target and really piss people off. Next up, we got a 3-cost blue spell, Blur. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Draw a card. So flicker and draw. I mean, for 3, okay, you know, it's still really good, but there might be a cheaper version of almost this exact card. Next up, Goggles of Night, being worn by almost definitely somebody with dark vision already. It's a 2-cost blue artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, scry 1 to draw a card, and equip 2. So a little bit more powerful than Rogue's gloves or gauntlets or whatever it is. That's pretty good. Next up, absolutely loony card here, Irenicus's Vile Duplication. They still, to this day, insist that there's supposed to be apostrophe S and not just an apostrophe. They are incorrect. Anyway, 4-cost blue sorcery, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except that the token has flying and isn't legendary if that creature is legendary. Once again, violating the legendary rule has turned out to be problematic. Spell cloning has turned out to be problematic. This is susceptible to both. Next up, Passageway Seer. It's a 4-cost black 2/2 tiefling warlock with lifelink, and whenever Passageway Seer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative, and then at the beginning of your end step, if you have the initiative, put a 1/1 counter on Passageway Seer. Okay, that's definitely solid. Next up, oh, you could do some stuff with this one. Saravok Deathbringer. It's a 4-cost 3/4 legendary creature, human knight, and at the beginning of each player's end step, if no permanents left the battlefield this turn, that player loses X life, where X is Saravok's power. Choose a background. Yeah, you could just play like kind of duck and cover, but just like absolutely protect him and don't even swing. And just build him up and make him like hexproof with every aura you can and every like turn aside. And oh man, that would be such an annoying deck, but it would be kind of funny. Next up, Nemesis Phoenix. It's a 5-cost double red 4/2 creature Phoenix with flying. And if you pay 3, return Nemesis Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. That's overpowered, except wait. Activate this only during declare attacker step and only if you're already attacking 2 or more opponents. Wow, so a commander deck that specifically does not even function if you're playing it 1v1. So you can't whip it out and play against just one person as a quick fun match. And an annoying Phoenix that's underpowered and overcosted that keeps coming back no matter what they do, that makes you split your attack instead of attacking who you actually should. Tactically, and as far as like commander style goes, this set sucks. Next up, Baal's Invoker. It's a 3-cost 4/2 Dragon Shaman. Scorching Ray, pay 8. Baal's Invoker deals 4 damage to each opponent. Each opponent. So once again, you can piss off everybody equally while wasting your mana. For 8 mana in red, you should be able to just about end the game. Next up, we got another background, and this one's a Cloakwood Hermit. It's a 3-cost legendary enchantment background, and commander creatures you own have, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, create 2 tapped 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. Oh yes, a squirrel background support card. Next up, we got Halsin, Emerald Archdruid, aka Arch Hipster. Or hippie, I always get them confused. But anyway, legendary creature elf druid, 2/4, and if you pay 1 until end of turn, target token you control becomes a green bear creature with base power and toughness 4/4, in addition to its other colors and types. Then choose a background. So just like druids, kind of powerful, but still at the end of the day, not very good. Next up, another card in the 8-cost cycle, Sylvanas is Invoker. It's a 3-cost green 3/2 dragon druid. That would be a dragonborn, not a dragon. Oh my gosh, get it right. And then Conjure Elemental, pay 8, untap target land you control. It becomes an 8/8 elemental creature token with trample and haste until end of turn. It's still a land. Powerful but overcosted, gotta say. Next up, Wayfarer's Bauble. I believe that's a reprint. It's just a land fetcher, nothing too special there. Just like Swiftfoot Boots, that's a classic. Been reprinted to death, but hey, why not? Next up, more universal colorless treasure generation. Yay! So Noble's Purse, 2-cost, it enters battlefield tapped with 3 coin counters on it. Tap it, remove a coin counter, and create a treasure. I hate everything about this. Next up, Dungeoneer's Pack. This is actually not a reprint. I believe the last one was Adventurer's Pack or Explorer's, one of the two. So this one is a 3-drop, and it enters battlefield tapped. Then if you pay 2, tap it, sacrifice it. You take the initiative, gain 3 life, draw a card, then create a treasure token. A lot of stuff in that bag, apparently. And next up, we're finally covering it, Elminster. This is the, well, I assume, teased by Mark Rosewater character that everybody wanted in the set and wasn't there. So since in the lore he is powerful as balls, let's see what this does. I haven't read this yet. Well, obviously it says on the bottom he can be your commander. Shocker, I know. 5-cost blue-white, 5 loyalty, so okay. Whenever you scry, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. Okay, I mean, that's a permanent ability. That's pretty good. Then we got +2, draw a card, then scry 2. Okay, pretty standard. And then -3, exile the top card of your library. Create a number of 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature tokens with flying equal to that card's mana value. Spell fetching and a fairy swarm. That's it. Elminster is famous for being able to cast a whole bunch of different spells, and they made him 5 loyalty for 5 and gave him basically 2 abilities? I get it, the text wouldn't fit on the card, but make the card taller, I don't know. Put a QR code on it and you just go read the full ability. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm not saying it's absolutely weak and unplayable, but this is a disappointment considering who it is. Ooh, not many to go now, but I think some more spoilers came out today. I'm still catching up from yesterday, but hey, tune in tomorrow. But we've got Miracle, Lord of Bones. Legendary creature, God, 7-cost, white, black, green, 7/5, and as long as your life total is less than or equal to half of your starting life total, Miracle, Lord of Bones has indestructible. Okay, whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card. Oh my gosh, that's annoying. Except it's an enchantment and loses all other card types. This has just got to be some kind of glass cannon. Okay, you just bring this out and cast your whole deck or something. This just looks awful, but it loses creature card type, which means it loses power and toughness, I assume. You could probably turn it back into a creature, but that's more like a blue thing. So what, an ETB effect that doesn't reference creatures specifically? Or enchantment synergy, but without playing blue? I guess, white-green. It's eternal. All 5 colors are enchantment colors. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. It's a one-shot, one-trick pony for 7? I don't like any commander that's above 5. So lastly, we've got Levon, Cultist of Tiamat. I hate Tiamat fanboys. It's a 3-cost red 1/3 dragon shaman, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is that spell's mana value, then choose a background. Oh boy, red wins in Commander. Congratulations. If you play this, you're an asshole. Oh, and you're a bigger asshole if you run Is It. Or is it spell spamming pseudo storm crap? That'll get you kicked out of your playgroup. So overall, underwhelming, obnoxious cards. I don't really see anything I'm too excited about so far. I don't think this is going to be very well received. It better be the best damn set they've ever drafted, because otherwise this has nothing going for it. It's not going to sell very well. So hey, thanks for watching. More spoilers coming, and I'll see you guys next time.